Yeah, I hear he's bad at it.
Okay, so notes today, we're going to talk about the power rule of exponents. The power rule of exponents. I'll get there. We're on the power rule. All right, so let's review what we've done so far, however. If I have x to the negative 2, what should I do with that?
Just move it down.
Move it down. So I have 1 over x squared. Any questions on that? All right, what if I had x to the 0? Someone besides Trey. What's x to the 0?
1.
1. Good job. What if I had 1 over x to the negative 2? What would I do there?
Bring it up. It'll be x2.
Bring it up. So it's x squared. Good. Oh, you guys are amazing. It's just when it's like a really long problem, right? We get kind of confused, don't we? So if I had x squared times, let's say x to the 4th, what do we get?
X6.
X to the 6th. I add those. I don't get x to the 8th. So I want to make sure that we remember that because the power rule actually is going to, and let's go ahead and get the power rule done. Power rule. So this is when we have like something x to the a, parentheses, and then a b up here. So we have a power and then another power. This is like a power to a power. Pow to pow. Pow to pow. So what are we going to do there? Well, we're going to multiply them. So that's going to equal x to the a times b. We're multiplying them. So we don't want to mix that up with our product rule, which is when we add our exponents. When we have a power to a power, we're going to multiply them. And I'm going to show you why here in a second. Just get that down. This is the new, very important thing. Power to a power. So we're going to multiply our exponents. So we'll have an example down here. What if I had x to the 7 cubed? What would we get?
X 7 times 3.
Which is? 21. Okay? So this is going to present a lot of challenges for us, and you'll see in the next few examples what I mean by that. And then we'll do lots and lots of practices. So if you're already done with writing this down, go ahead and get your device to Kahoot so that you can jump right in once we are ready for that. Okay, so let's do some examples here so that we are ready to be successful in life. So what if I had, this is going to be a trick question, so what if I had 4x to the 5th, y to the negative 3, and then I square it. Now here is the trick. This 4 counts, okay? That's one of the things. Most students forget that the number in front also counts. So it's helpful to write the exponents. What's the exponent on that 4? 2. No.
1.
It's a 1. Okay, right now, it's going to be a 2.
Now.
It's going to be a 2. You're right, it's getting there. If I write that exponent there, that's going to help me to remember that power to a power. What am I going to do with those exponents? What do I do with those exponents? Multiply them. And x to the what?
Good.
Nope. 10. Y to the?
Negative 6.
Negative 6. Okay, now I need to make sure I finish. This is what got a lot of you on your last homework assignment that I collected, was that you would get this far and just stop. Well, now you're not done. What's 4 squared?
16.
16. So we need to do that. And this x to the 10, I can just leave that. And then
move it down.
That goes down. And now I have the correct answer. If I just leave this first thing, I don't have the right answer. I have gotten it wrong. Any questions on this?
No.
All right, let's get another one.
Another one.
Now I have a negative exponent for my power to a power. I'm still going to do the same thing. Oh, my computer's like beeping. Like,
I'll let it run.
oh, there it goes. Okay, I'm going to do the work for this up here.
It's gonna explode.
Okay, so power to a power. What's negative 2 times negative 4?
Positive 8.
Positive 8. Okay, and what's 5 times negative 4?
Negative 20.
Okay, and what is 3 times negative 4?
Negative 12.
So z to the negative 12. Any questions on where I got any of that?
I thought it was 2. What 2 had a lot to it? I don't know. I didn't see the line.
Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to do anything with that 8x to the 8?
No.
No.
So okay, that guy's fine right there. And what about this y to the negative 20? Move that one down. And what about this z to the negative 12?
Move it up.
Move that one up. Okay? You good? Any problems?
No, not at all.
And we'll have one more example, and we are done with our notes. Unless you guys really screw it up, in which case then we'll have to have another example. So any questions? Good? Anyone need that still?
No.
Alright. So let's say I have this. It's going to be a z. All right. Here is how we should do these, and I want you to write this down. Even though we did do the quotient rule a little bit, I just want you to write down this order. The first thing that you should do when you have these problems is, first of all, you're going to use the power rule. That goes first. First is going to be power rule. Always deal with that first. Then, after you do that, you do the product rule. Okay, any product rules that you can do. And the last thing you'll do, well, almost the last thing, the next thing you'll do is the quotient rule. And then here's the last thing. The last thing will be deal with negative exponents. Now, you don't necessarily have to follow this order all the time, but if you do, it generally will lead you to the right answer. Okay? You can sometimes do it in a different order, but if you follow this, pretty much you get the right answer. So follow this order. Always do your power rules first, then do any product rules that you might have, then do any quotient rules you might have, and then deal with any negative exponents. That generally will let you get the right answer. Okay? So, does anyone remember what the quotient rule is? No? Okay, let's see if we can figure it out real quick, because that's going to be tomorrow's notes. Let's say, this is off the side here. We did talk about it. Okay, let's say I have y squared times y cubed. Now, this is a product rule. And what do I do when I'm multiplying? What do I do with those exponents? Add them. So what do I get? Y to the fifth. All right, what if I have y to the fifth? And I divide by y squared. Well, if I multiply those and get y to the fifth, what do you think I should get over here?
That's right.
And a 3, yeah, he's right. Dylan is absolutely right. I should subtract these. Okay, so what's the quotient rule? If you're dividing, what do you do with the exponents? Subtract them. Okay, so that'll be good. So that's the quotient rule, in brief, what that should be. Okay, so what do we do here? What's the exponent on this 2?
1.
And the exponent on the 4?
1.
Okay, so I'm going to get, when I do my power rule, 2 to the third, x to the,
6.
careful, Okay. What's negative 4 times 3?
Negative 12.
Negative 12. Y to the
6.
6. All right, now let's do the denominator. Always do your power rules first. Is there a quotient rule right here? Yeah, but I'm breaking the order, aren't I? I need to do my power rule first. So what's 4 squared?
4 squared.
Okay, and then x to the and z to the. Okay, so what can I do with this 2 to the third? I get 8, and I'll leave my x to the negative 12, my y to the 6. What about at the bottom? What's 4 squared? And x to the 4th, and z to the 6th. Is there anything else that I can do?
You can simplify it.
Okay, I can simplify the 8 over 16. Okay, anything else?
You can move the negative 12 down.
I could move the negative 12 down. So this, on this step, I could do it 2 ways. I could move this negative 12 down, and then do what rule? Huh? Well, okay. Let's split it into 2. Here's 2 ways we can do it. In both ways, we get a half. Okay. Now, someone said I could move this 12 down, right? So I would get x to the what? If I move this 12 down,
Positive 12.
positive 12, and then, but I already have an x to the 4th there, don't I? And then I have a z to the 6th. What's left on top then?
Y6.
Y to the 6th. So that's one way I could do it. Now, I'm not done yet. The other way I could do it is, what does this fraction bar actually mean to do? Divide. So I could use the quotient rule right there. And what do I do with these exponents then? Subtract them. Quotient rule is subtract. So power rule is multiply. Product rule is add the exponents. Quotient rule is subtract the exponents. So what would be negative 12 minus 4?
Negative 16.
Negative 16. Now the question is, well, where does that negative go? If I do a quotient rule, okay, it always ends up on top. Okay, so that negative 16 is on top. So I've dealt with those, and then I have my y to the 6th and my z to the 6th. All right. Now, neither of these are done yet. Okay? So I'm going to erase this stuff. And let's go ahead and let's deal with this one on the left. So the one on the left, I have x12, x4, and z6 on bottom. What rule can I apply on the bottom?
Bring.
You can add them.
I can add them, so I get x to the
16.
z to the. Okay, done. All right, let's do this other one. The one on the right. What do I need to do with this x to the negative 16?
Move it down.
Move it down. So I have 1, y to the 6, 2, x to the 16, z to the 6. Both ways I get the same answer, right? It's just a matter of how I got there. Does anyone need to see another example? All right, so let's rehash real quick. Power rule, we do what with our exponents? Multiply them. Then we're going to, go down to the next thing, and we're going to do our product rule. With our product rule, what do we do with our exponents? Add them. Okay? And then we do the next thing, quotient rule. What do we do with our exponents? Subtract them. Okay? And then that's basically how we should do this. Any questions? Okay? Then put away your notes.